What's going on, guys? Ryan with Jedha Patrol back with another video today. No, that's not right. We're not even doing 6-scale news. It's not that. It's the top 10 of 2020. Let's get started. That's right, guys. Ryan back with another video today. We're going to talk about our top 10 6-scale figures, Hot Toys figures, because they're all Hot Toys. Honestly, let's just be real. Hot Toys killed it in 2020, and they are absolutely going to kill it in 2021. I'm super excited about that. So I've got my book. You guys know the deal. We got the book right here. We're going to talk about this. I've got some other items I want to talk about as well, so we'll get into this. I'm going to open this up. While we're doing this, while we're getting into this, I would love to hear from you guys your number one figure of 2020. To start that out there in your own collection. You can put in your own collection, my favorite figure is XYZ, or you can put, I think the best release of 2020 is this. And we'll see, like, towards the end of the video if our opinions line up. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I have no idea. I'm gonna need my pen, so I'd go down this list. All right, so let's talk about this. I've got a couple of items I want to discuss. One, 2020, I thought was gonna be like low on releases, but it wasn't. There was piles. It seemed like every week, almost every week, we had a release. Sometimes two releases. This past week, we had two actually. It was December 31st for the States. I think it was technically January 1st for overseas. So maybe we'll let that one slide. And when I'm talking about Heavy Mando, I'm talking about the Spider-Man Mark IV armor. We'll count that as 2021. Because technically, and if it was overseas, they're ahead of us. And so we'll leave that out. But sometimes we get two figures. So I've got a list here. I've got a whole pile of stuff here. We can talk about this. And as we go along with this, love to hear your feedback, your thoughts. The first one on the list, I want to talk about the weirdest, the strangest release of 2020. And I actually had this figure here. We actually gave it away. So the strangest release, I'm not saying it's good or bad, it's just weird, okay? And I thought it was actually a video game piece from Contest of Champions, and that is Venompool. I thought that was the weirdest release of 2020. Now, this particular one had a different style body, which we might see in like a Hulk figure or something like that in the future, or certainly the Venom figure we're gonna see in the future. Wow. Have some coffee. The Venom figure, and it's got that little spongy look to it or feel to it. If you got that figure, you know what I'm talking about. It's unlike any other 6-scale figure that we've had, and it was just weird. It's a weird release, so I'm calling that the weirdest release or the strangest release of 2020. Now, I also have on my list here the surprise wait list. So what I mean by this is a figure that people slept on, and then it hit waitlist, and then they were like, oh crap, I really wanted that figure, or I wanted multiple of that figure. And I was going down the releases that happened in 2020. One of them was the Mud Trooper for Han Solo. That one kind of people slept on. That one, that sold out before it actually hit the States. So that one hit waitlist for the States. So I don't think people slept on that one so much, but when it actually did start shipping here in the States, it arrived, was the Mandalorian Remnant Trooper. That one. People slept on that figure. I told people for weeks and weeks and months, I said, they're not gonna make many of these. It's a simple trooper. People love trooper variants, and the Remnant Trooper people slept on, and that was a surprise to some people. I don't think they took me serious. I mean, it wasn't like it's not the best shelf presence figure. It doesn't have a lot of accessories. In fact, it's got basically none. And it's overall just kind of a boring figure, but it was in the Mandalorian, and they didn't make many of them, and therefore I think that was the surprise waitlist figure of 2020. It was a toss-up between that one and the Mud Trooper, kind of that. Krennic was also a deal. Krennic could have been in there, but I think the people that actually wanted Krennic probably ended up with Krennic. I think that's probably what happened. All right, so worst. Oh, this is good. This is good. Worst feet. Worst balance, worst feet, worst shoes, pain in the butt to pose standing up, like that kind of deal. That one goes to, actually there's two figures that kind of will tie for that one, and one of which I own, one of which I don't own. The one I don't own is actually Gamora. That's the one I don't own. You can already guess the other one. Nebula. Worst feet. In fact, she's actually sitting right here because I just picked her up today. Honestly, just picked up Nebula today at a local comic shop. I do have a video coming on this, probably tomorrow or Monday. I haven't decided yet. Anyways, I have a video review of this figure coming out very soon. It is beautiful, by the way. I'll throw that out there. But I just happen to have her sitting here on the table. But definitely the worst feet. Posing wise, with the heels and it's not that much fun to pose without a base. Okay, so there's worst feet. Best shelf presence. Best shelf presence. Now, when I mean by shelf presence, I mean when you walk into a room, like your eye goes to that. It just pops, it stands out, right? That's what I'm talking about. That. And I had two figures I was tossed up between to decide if, you know, what should have the best shelf presence. And I think normally when I look at this, it's something that has a lot of color, it's a lot of contrast, has a lot of pop. It's either large, if you know where I'm going, it's either large or the colors are just amazing, okay? And so I ended up going with the Iron Spider from the PlayStation 4 game. That's what I went for the best shelf presence. It was a toss-up between Hulkbuster Deluxe and the Iron Spider. And the more I looked at my own personal display, that Iron Spider, the red and the gold and the giant arms and just everything about it, if you were gonna have one or two figures, if you didn't have 100, right? That one is flipping awesome. And it's more in the range of what people are willing to spend. The Hulkbuster is amazing, it's 1,200 bucks, it's expensive, it's awesome. And I love that figure. But shelf presence wise, I had to go with the Iron Spider from PS4 game. I did a video on that recently, pick that up, you can check it out. Love that thing, it's awesome. So there's that. So we got weirdest release, worst feet, surprise waitlist, best shelf presence, best accessories. And best accessories. All right, it's got it. And I recently unboxed, and that video's not even out yet, but the 40th anniversary Boba Fett. Or is it out? It is out. I released it yesterday. I'm talking about. That video is, the amount of accessories for that's insane. But the best accessories, that's a different animal than the most, okay? The best accessories got to go with the Mandalorian and the Child Deluxe that came out not too long ago. So that has the best accessories. It's got flame effects, we've got jetpacks, we got magnetic jetpack, which is way better than the Fett jetpack. The magnetic jetpack, we got flame booster effects, we've got the Child with the pram, we've got the Child standalone, we've got the Camtono, piles of hands, weapons galore. Not even a question, that's got the best accessories of any release in 2020, in my opinion. So that one's definitely up there. Then I went down the best video game release, okay? And also, as much as I love the Iron Spider from the video game, and I love the other Spider figures, the best, in my opinion, the best video game release this year, 2020, has to be the Punisher War Machine. It's gotta be. I had that figure. It's a beast. It weighs like 75 pounds. It has an awesome portrait. It has awesome weapons. It's got rail guns. It's just got everything about it. It's beautiful. And it's awesome. So I think that one's got to be the best video game figure of 2020. It's got to be the Punisher War Machine. If you have that figure, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't have that figure, I did a whole video on that. Go check that out. I do videos on most of these things. I got one more. Best sleeper figure. Before we get into the top 10, the best sleeper figure. And what I mean by that is something that's still available that people are passing on, and they're flipping crazy to be passing on this figure. Crazy. When this thing sells out, it's gonna double. It's gonna be, you're not gonna be able to get it. And it's a figure I actually bought 4 of. I gave one away. Actually, the second one, I gave 2 away actually. And I have 2. I've got one on the shelf and I've got one being delivered probably this week, which I'll just keep in the room. So this is the OG Mandalorian. The OG, the original armor, the non-Beskar armor, the bounty hunter that we fell in love with on the first flipping episode. That figure right there. You guys, if you're sleeping on that one, it's gorgeous. I've compared the two. In fact, in my deluxe Mando with Child review, I compared the two, and that OG one, I know people are like, well, I want all the accessories and I want the Beskar armor and I want the Child, and I totally get that. I'll get both. get both if you have the ability to. Even if you just put on a payment plan and pay for it for the next 8 months and just figure out a way to make it happen. Sell something and get this figure, whatever it is. Get the OG Mando, because when it sells out, you're gonna be kicking yourself and you can be upset. So don't be that guy. Okay, so let's get into the top 10. So let's go. I'm gonna work 10 down to 1, and most of these figures I own or have owned, and some of these I have not. For example, number 10, I have not owned this figure. I almost bought it. I almost bought this figure, and I still might at some point, maybe in the spring when we get another release, a reissue of the film. I'm talking about Justice League Superman. That's what I'm talking about. Justice League Superman is, I think it's everything you'd want in a Superman figure. I think it's everything you want, and so it had to make the list. Even though I don't own it, I've watched videos on it, I've seen photos of it, I've almost purchased it, and out of all the figures that DC's released this year, that Superman is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. The only thing that could have made that thing better, and probably would have kicked it down the list a little bit further into the top 10, would have been a wired cape. If that thing came with a wired cape, and then people wouldn't have to spend the extra $80, $90 to go get a custom wired cape, that would have kicked it up a notch. But I got to put it on there because it's beautiful. The portraits, the costume, the paint, everything is just gorgeous. So number 10's got to go with Superman from Justice League. Number 9. Number 9's actually a surprise. I wasn't going to put this figure on the list until today. Until today, when I literally unboxed this figure today and had, it's just gorgeous. And a reason I put this figure on this list is because the character, the screen accuracy, the portrait, the tailoring, everything about it, and she's sitting right here on the list, on the desk, and it's Nebula. Nebula is number 9 on my top 10 of 2020. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect figure. Not perfect. It does have its flaws. The feet, like I said earlier, the posing of it, the single jointed arm. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's good enough to make it number 9 on the list because the portrait is unbelievable. The tailoring is unbelievable. We're not going to get it again. It's gorgeous. It's just a gorgeous. When, I don't know. There's just something about this figure that is just, it's good. And it's good. It's just good. So number 9's got to be Nebula. You guys might think I'm crazy because I literally just got this today. I promise you it's not like new figure hype because I literally have like 4 new figures sitting right over there. And they're not, some of those are not on this list. So Nebula, good. Number 9, thanks Nebula. I would have loved the switch out piece when she, from Endgame, where she had like the orange and then, yeah, that would have been nice. So number 9's Nebula. Number 8 is another figure I do not own. However, it has the best articulation out of any figure released in 2020. The best articulation. It has the cool factor. It has the one-off factor. Like I don't think we're gonna get another one of these things. And it's got one of those things that where I think I might buy it because it's that good. And I currently don't even own it, and I probably will. It's gotta be Alita. It's gotta be Alita. Alita Battle Angel, that film was awesome. This figure's awesome. The range of motion is ridiculous. The eyes on it, the portrait, the switch out suits and everything, it's just gorgeous. And Alita Battle Angel had to make it on the list. I wasn't sure where she would fall in the list, but based on the other ones I've got on the list, number 8 felt like the right spot. So number 8's gonna be Alita Battle Angel. Number 7 is a figure was so anticipated, including myself, super excited about this figure, and I know a lot of you were, and I know a lot of you, this was your very first 6-scale figure, your very first Hot Toy figure was this character right here, this guy, and it's Commander Cody. Commander Cody was the first Hot Toy for so many people because they love Clone Wars, they love Star Wars, and we know we're getting Captain Rex, we're gonna get some 501st, and people are gonna be building a clone army, and there was nobody gonna sleep on Commander Cody. So number 7 is actually Commander Cody, which currently I have his helmet on right now. I have to slate it with the portrait, but I like the helmet. So there's that. The portrait on it is amazing, which I currently I'm currently using on Boba Fett, because I put that sculpt on there because clones. And yeah, sitting right up there, super awesome. So number 7 is Commander Cody. Number 6, I struggled with this one because I wasn't sure where I wanted to rank this one. Number 6 has to be the heaviest figure, the biggest figure, the most epic of all, the grail of grails for a lot of people, just due to the price, and that's got to be Hulkbuster. Hulkbuster Deluxe came out. We had the original years ago. They re-released it with the Deluxe, with the jackhammer arm, with everything about it. In fact, I drove 4 hours to go pick mine up, and I don't regret. I sold 3 figures to buy this. I sold my Mud Trooper, I sold my Patrol Trooper, and I sold my Han Solo Deluxe. I sold those 3 figures to buy a Hulkbuster. Do not regret it for a second. Not a second. That Hulkbuster is unbelievable. Not the most articulated, like it's not dynamic because it's like 20 something pounds, it's huge. But Hulkbuster's definitely got to be on the list, and number 6 is it. Number 5. This was a shock. Yeah, this one, I literally just got this figure the other day too. It's this good. People are so upset at this figure. It's so pissed off. And when they get it 9 months from now, because it's been delayed to Q3, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Those of you who have this in hand, you understand. The Iron Man from Endgame, Mark 85. I gotta put that at number 5. I got to. And you guys are gonna go, oh, what about the portrait? I think the portrait's fine. I've talked about it over and over and over again. The suit, the armor is huge. The shoulders are massive. The paint apps are amazing. The refocuser piece, I'm looking at it on the shelf, is gorgeous. It's awesome. It's quickly rising up there to one of my favorite Iron Man pieces ever. Okay, it's up there. And to be fair, if the Mark 7 was released in 2020, it would definitely be on the list, but it's not in 2019. But the 85, man, it's. I hate you guys if you got it from. Yeah, I hate you guys are gonna get delayed on that, but it is what it is. That's how it goes. So number 5 is gonna be Mark 85. Number 4. I struggled with it. I struggle with all these because it's like I love them all. They're awesome. Number 4, I got to give to the Mandalorian, the original release Mandalorian. I got to give it that number 4. I know I said it's a sleeper figure, and it is 100%. As much as I personally love that figure, I don't think it ranks as the number 1 figure of 2020. It's certainly the top. It's number 4 for me. The OG Mandalorian has everything going for it. Has style, has swagger, has everything. The look, the tailoring, it's straight off the screen. The proportions are perfect. Number 4, OG Mando, definitely makes the list. Number 3, Darth Maul from Solo. This is a figure that I criticized about the suit when it wasn't released yet, and when I got it in hand, quickly became one of my favorite figures of the year. Quickly. And in fact, just today, I think we're very close to that thing hitting waitlist, actually. So if you want that figure, I've got links for all these figures down below. If you want, you can pick these up if they're still available by the time you're watching this. I don't know. But if you buy anything from Sideshow, use my links down below. If you, we have Collector's Zone if you want to buy from them as well. If you want day 1 figures, Pop Collectibles is a good place to go. That's where I'm getting my stuff. Links to all those guys down below. But the Solo Maul is the robot legs. Some people say, should I keep the Phantom Menace Maul? Should I get the Solo Maul? I get both if you can, but if you don't have one or the other, get the Solo Maul. It is gorgeous. The robot legs are gorgeous. The suit, the tailoring, the posing ability, the accessories, the movable eye, it's just everything about it. Solo Maul, number 3. So that begs the question, what's going to be number 2 and number 1? So this might shock you. Honestly, this might shock you. But number 2, the number 2 figure of the year for 2020 for me, completely out of left field, but that's actually my right arm. Completely out of left field. It's got to be the Iron Man Mark 21 Midas. It's gorgeous. I cannot find one flaw in that figure. I can't. I tried. I literally cannot find one flaw in that figure. The accessories are brilliant. The paint apps are unflippin' believable. It's based on the Mark 7, so the range of motion and articulation is amazing. When you look at the shelf, It's like you've won an award, and it has. The number 2 figure of the year for me is the Mark 21 Midas. I have a video on that. If you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, go check out the video. I've got videos on just about all these. I'll put a link down below for those. But Mark 21 Midas, definitely number 2, which you guys know what's coming. Number 1. You probably called it before the video even started. You probably already put it in the comment section. Mandalorian with Child Deluxe. Now, although a lot of the people in the States have not gotten theirs yet, shipping, sideshow, I get it, that kind of stuff. But when it shows up, I had to include in 2020 because it was released. And the amount of accessories this figure has, the Beskar armor is beautiful. The pram, the child, the Camtono, the light up feature on that, the base, the blaster pistols, the rifle, the cape, I don't know how you make it better other than the fat suit. I know the fat suit, but it looks real. I mean, literally, when you look at that, it's unbelievable. So there's that. Mando with Child Deluxe, number 1 of 2020, my opinion. That's where we're at, guys. Now, what's 2021 gonna bring us? I don't know. I mean, Heavy Mando's coming this week. For me, Wednesday or Thursday, something like whenever it gets delivered. Spider-Man Mark 4 is coming. We're clearly going to be getting Hellboy's coming soon. Quarter scale Spider's coming soon. Quantum Suit Tony's got to be coming soon. Whatever's all in that photo of the Hot Toys released. So many figures. Rescue armor hopefully will be this year. That would be awesome. Star Wars wise, so many figures. Captain Rex. Ahsoka, just unbelievable. Can't wait to get all these awesome figures coming in very soon. So guys, I would love to hear you let me know what your list was, maybe your top 5, top 10, top 1, whatever you guys want to share with me. But that's where I'm at. You guys have been awesome. This year, we're on the road. We got a goal this year, guys. 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. That's where we want to go. And so for those 50% of you who are not subscribed that are watching this, because I can see the numbers in the analytics, those 50% of you not subscribed, hit the button. It doesn't cost you anything. And I promise you, in 2021, we're going to get better at displaying figures, posing figures, and just enjoying our collection even better. So I'm here to help you guys out. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And thank you for all you've done. That's all I got. As always, collect what you like. See you next time.